Alright, we are back with more Phoenix Wright 3. Last time we played this was a couple months ago, but I watched the end of the VOD and left myself some notes. We're currently trying to catch a thief. It's not actually a murder for once. One stole an urn right out from under Ace Detective Luke Atney's nose. It's that kind of pun. I currently suspect Atney or Desiree Delight, the wife of my client, who's like a fanboy of the supposed thief Mask to Mask. The fanboy guy almost certainly didn't do it. We have to figure out who actually did do it. And I'm currently talking to Luke Atney.
Ding, 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 ding.
I'll keep trying to adjust it, thank you. Title screen music is also significantly louder than the in-game sound, so let me know if this is still audible. Do you know about the Sacred Urn? Dude's only interested in Mask to Mask. It has nothing to do with this case, okay. Hey, thanks, Jan.
You're super awesome.
I don't care about the thing that got stolen. Do you remember the shape of the peanuts you throw at birds? Like, okay. Something that's kind of bothering me. I love his animations. How did Mask to Mask manage to steal the urn? Thank you, Raker. Appreciate that. Oh no, we're gonna do the Cyclock thing again.
You're super awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Nutty. Cyclock. Yeah, so we were asking him, like, you were there at the robbery, didn't you at least see Mask to Mask? And now we have to do this goofy Cyclock thing. I guess it's Psyche-Lock. This is a mechanic they added in Phoenix Wright 2. Nagatama has that kind of power? You were there. You're the one who gave it to me, okay. At least I'm remembering that right. Pearl is the one who actually gave us spiritual powers. Uh-huh. This is the woman that's gonna take over the channeling school someday? The totally, completely American channeling school. At least Phoenix, I like how Phoenix is the smart one this time. So I should be able to present this thing. Oh, but I have to do it during the lock sequence, don't I? Still can't present it here. I may be trying to hide it. Go for it. I'm trying. I don't know why it won't let me select it. I must be losing my mind or something. Oh, here we go. I have to go back to another menu. There we go. Take that! You goof. You were standing guard at the scene of the crime. There's no way you didn't see him commit the crime. I hardly see why you're so positive about that. So was he sleeping? Not a single person passed through the door. This Avenue guy's lying through his teeth. Proof that someone went through that door. Okay, I'm gonna have to look back through the evidence. I haven't done this in a while. Treasure exhibit poster is probably not gonna be it. Phase golden statue, sacred urn, Damascus calling card. Doesn't seem like that would be it. 7-leaf sword, camera data. Probably be the camera data, right? None of these other things make any sense.
Take that!
Take that! There was a security camera set up. Should have automatically taken a photo of anyone that went through the door. Precisely. We've already gotten our hands on the camera data. The camera went off exactly once last night. A monocle didn't catch anyone in its flash. Yeah, exactly. So I literally turned the game volume by, like, 1 tick on Windows. Is that enough, or is it, like, super quiet now? I must have seen the thief last night. Okay, thanks. The reason you didn't at the time because you were... Ooh. I don't think I have a way to know. I don't think he was asleep or unconscious. Or I don't think he was asleep or using the bathroom. He didn't seem the kind of guy that would fall asleep or leave his post. This is just a guess, though. Put your money where your mouth is. Show me evidence. The attorney's badge, though. Your next people have secrets in their hearts. Poster. Golden statue was moved on the night of the crime. The emblem is top secret. Is it because it's bent? Did he get, like, knocked over the head or something? This is the easy part of the game where I don't have that many red herrings. It could also be a profile, but I don't think that's in the case. Let's see. Barely makes sense. Rondelight is a pitiful guy. Okay, so my only guess is the 7-leaf blade.
Take that!
Hey, the music cut out. You got whacked over the head, didn't you? Oh, I love his breakdown face. Surely you must be joking. I feel like they added the psyche locks just so they could have more breakdown sequences outside of the courtroom. Which is completely fair. For the theft, the sword was in the hand of the statue of Amy Faye. That time it was not bent. There's only one explanation. Just the one. Incontrovertible proof. How about it, detective? I'm impressed. Is this the true meaning of Ace Attorney? Hey. Like his crazy penguin nose, too. Tell me more about the thing this time. If this is my attorney's badge, you must acquit. I feel like the judge in this game might actually fall for that. This will be a hint of, quote, truth, unquote, to what you say. You were knocked out when the thief first clobbered you, and he's like, clobber. What an ugly way of saying it. I love his magnifying glass monocle. You ever notice the thief had entered the warehouse? Arch nemesis struck me in the head from behind with this gruesome item right here. How could he have underestimated the thief that badly? Okay, so presumably it's been updated in the court record to reflect that it was used to knock him over the head. Damas knocked at me out during the crime with a blow to the back of the head. I think he didn't, like, kill him. He never actually saw the thief. Interesting. Oh, Maya suggesting that the thief might not even be Mask to Mask in the first place. Atme is disagreeing. Okay, he's referring back to the camera going off. Behold! We haven't been able to get the photo. We've only had the data showing that a photo was taken. Mask to Mask. Atme concludes that the thief must be Mask to Mask because the person in the photo looks like him. He has a good reason for committing such brazen crimes. What would that be? What do you mean by he had a good reason? The fact that he's already, like, assuming that Mask to Mask is Ron Delight makes me extra suspicious of him. Should be a green envelope somewhere in his room. We'll need to go and investigate. How would you know that? Hey, Ethan, how you doing? Speaking of the finest ace detective ever to walk on the face of the earth. Okay. Clear direction of where to go next. Very nice. I love how it's still labeled as Damascus Hideout. See where this green envelope is? Oh, there it is. Nice. Hey, Nick. Remember what Detective Atme said? This thing that literally happened like 4 seconds ago? Green envelope, huh? Okay, so the envelope says if you don't want your true identity revealed, come to KB Security at 1 a.m. on October 12th and bring $50,000. Ron Delight was getting blackmailed, or someone was getting blackmailed, and then the green envelope was planted in this apartment. 50,000? This is a blackmail letter. That sure looks like a major clue, alright. I love how the scope of Phoenix Wright's responsibilities seem to expand in every game. He's gonna do an autopsy in one of these games. When I see a damsel in distress, I just can't help myself. I know that voice. Hey! I haven't seen him in a minute. Larry. Nicky boy. Great reaction. Larry Butts. Just things that can't get any worse. It's time to queue in the Butts. Larry Butts. Ever since grade school, he's been not exactly a close friend, but yeah, we know each other. Kind of my first client, given the flashback of this game, but when something smells, it's usually the Butts. It really does feel like these first 3 games are part of like one Uber game. Alright, Desiree is leaving to check on her bike. Where have you been, Nick? You just work for KB now. Hey, Lit Effects, how you doing? I know, right? What have you been up to this whole time? What's with those clothes? You look weird. Your pants look like they go almost all the way down to your ankles. Can't believe it's been 2 years. Oh, do the later games have unnamed characters? His animations are pretty great. He got dubbed again? Oh yeah, Benifer. Followed her all the way to Japan. Holy shit, they mentioned Japan. I didn't think Japan existed in this universe. That's where I met the famous Caddy Tom and my whole life changed. Benifer? Caddy Tom chose Hollywood over me. What's Caddy Tom supposed to be? Guess I didn't remember Benifer. I feel like I would. With a name like that. Still the same old Larry. What are you doing here? Nonsense instead of a name. I picked this up last night while I was working. Had a driver's license in it. Oh. He really digs his wife, huh? Oh, they're just like comical nouns and stuff instead of someone being named like Larry or Luke. Sure. I think name puns are more fun if you actually use a real name like Luke. Chicks love a guy in uniform, you know. You think so, Phoenix? You think he might be a security guard? Alright, what's the wallet? Found by Larry at his part-time security job's company building. What time was it when you found this? Trying to see if I've got an alibi? I love the things they choose to put in quotes. Just imagine those words are read in English like that. Did you put that in a shitpost or cool stuff, sir? The video of the YouTube channel guy who does Japanese lessons, talking about like where Japanese is going to be in 20 years, or just all Romaji, English pronounced in a Japanese accent. It's pretty funny. He works there. I think Ron would tell us that, but I guess these games don't work if the investigation proceeds in a sane manner, right? Yeah, I've watched a couple of his other videos. They pop up in my recommendations since clicking that one. He had one that was about the way Japanese people celebrate Christmas. It was pretty funny. Key card. It's got a serial number. There's no mistake about it. Working part-time at a security company, right? A security company, huh? Something's not quite secure about Larry working there. It's all... was it Last Christmas by Wham? Found inside Ron's wallet. Used for the building of his part-time job. Later, Larry. Alright, so I got some places I can check out now. I don't know if I can talk to Ron. That's one thing I'm allowed to go back to the building, right? He's still here, which isn't shocking. I guess I can present stuff to, Larry here. This is definitely something relevant to him. A blackmail letter? Do you know anything about this? Know anything about Alexis? What? I was just gonna go down the list. I thought that one was gonna get rejected. I can't believe you do this to me. I thought you were my friend. $50,000. I don't have that kind of money. No, so he's getting blackmailed by somebody else? Okay. It says KB security on the envelope. You definitely want to remind us of that. I should find out more about this KB security company. Okay. Tell me all about it, buddy. I love that we had to present that to get the prop up about KB security and not the giant logo on his chest. Just holding the posts. I left. I'm on the job right now. What are you doing here then? That's a good question. Minutes by car if you fly down the road. Building's pretty close to Lordly Taylor. Rondelite was at KB Security when the robbery occurred. He couldn't have stolen the urn. Da-da! Nice. Info. Anything else about the wallet, dude? You didn't touch anything in the wallet, did you? God. What a guy. Says this keycard is for the CEO's office, okay. Every time you use the card, it leaves a record. Oh, that could be helpful. The data's off limits to outsiders. If I lost this job, I'd never have a chance with Desi. I'm sure your security guard job is the one thing. I wish lawyers weren't so powerless. Yeah. Hey, it's a theme. Pearl went to Lordly Taylor to look for more clues, but she got lost. So many good long what exclamations in this game. Walking along, I found myself in front of that person's office. That person? The person doesn't act his age and always says sorry when he's excited. Alright. What is it, Larry? Dude, she's like 6. Throw him out the window. There was a really good one in, was it Phoenix Wright 2, where it was just like, the what kept scrolling multiple times. The typewriter sound that I didn't fuck up. Poor Pearl. Luke is gone, says Pearl. Doesn't look like something's changed since we realized this is the giant bag in the center of the room. Oh, I have to use the stick. Because I could also, like, click on stuff. Bag wasn't here before. You can't just open this private property. You can do whatever you want, man. There are no rules in this society. I don't actually pity Pearl. Caught me, looking through her shit. What are you doing, Sir Lawyer? Lawyer Sama? So Luke is saying, I'm wasting time by being here. But that's surprising because as far as I could tell, I had all the time in the world. What? Shall we say the figurative Sir William will be dropping his panties before lunchtime? It's gonna be really exciting. What's going to happen at the trial that's so dramatic? Your mistake was becoming a lawyer in the first place. I'm gonna take this stand. My testimony will prove to be the undoing of the lot of you. Great. Oh, for Flying Circus? I've watched through most of Flying Circus several times. I don't know if I remember that sketch. So I'll watch it on YouTube later. Godot? It's not surprising that a spirit medium has not heard the name before. Okay. It's a weird thing to say. The prosecutor whose equal cannot be found in this country but in heaven. Also a very normal, very American thing to say. A legend or myth, men in a lifetime of hopes and the chance to simply meet him. Is it supposed to be pronounced Godot, by the way? Best prosecutor isn't Godot, it's Mr. Edgeworth. Edgeworth is traveling abroad. It was Edgeworth who acknowledged Godot as the best in the country. You could call him the Luke Adme of the prosecutor's office. Is this Godot really that strong? They're using the word strong. So you can model all of these stories in terms of like two people working out to fight. Everything just degenerates to Dragon Ball Z. Some people spend their entire lives idly waiting for Godot's appearance. Right. Godot? I've always heard of waiting for Godot. Try to defend a career criminal deserves nothing less than the death penalty. It's Godot in this, okay. Okay, so the Japanese spelling is Godot, thank you. Done investigating for the day. All that remains now is for the dance to begin. Okay, whatever you say, buddy. New prosecutor, an ace detective, and a thief. This will be one tough trial. That would have been a really good stopping point, but it would have been 30 minutes overtime. Yes, please. I guess I only am aware of waiting for Godot and, like, from a cultural osmosis perspective, but I've only ever heard it pronounced that way. Godot. Godot? Gutter? Check out the mask-to-mask glossy I bought. From the tents in front of the courthouse. Great. I haven't, no. Hey, it's Ron. What? Don't admit it, dude. Okay, well, he admits he sent the calling card. He wants a guilty verdict. Great. It's like, to me, the two people it could be are either Luke or Desiree. One of them trying to frame Ron. I feel like the text fading out there. Well, I should be speaking French to you at a time like this. Desiree swears she'll protect Ronnie, which I think is probably bullshit, but we'll see. Desiree guarantees that Ron is innocent. If he's declared guilty, I'll be ever so cross with you. Why aren't you smiling when you say it? Okay, so she's counting on me and called me Nicky Boy. Okay. Phoenix isn't sure whether Ron is mask to mask, but he knows he doesn't have the urn. I'm trying to think if we've had a case by now where we were definitely defending a guilty client. is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delays. This guy's on the box art. I didn't think he was going to be a prosecutor. Are you ready to pass judgment? I'm Godot, legendary prosecutor, never lost a case. Oh, I've heard this song before. This is that, there's like a site where you play this and, like the sound of rain falling and some other, like a fire crackling at the same time. How many cases have you dealt with so far? None. What did you say? Never prosecuted a case before. But you said you never lost. Exactly, I've never lost. I've never won before either. Even the mightiest of redwoods begin their lives as mere saplings. Does this song have the word coffee in the title? That's how I've heard it. A mask in the court of law? Don't you know anything? No matter the man, we all wear masks. Okay. This guy's the real deal. Why does it seem like all prosecutors are the real deal? Mr. Phoenix Trite. I don't have any friends who call me Trite. I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. What? Okay. He pronounces Prosecutor Gobo. Please give your opening statements. Opening statement. Those things are not fit for even dogs to consume. Japanese sentence structure cracks me up. Only one thing to say before we start. To you, Mr. Trite. Cool, thanks, Sixgun. Like I said, cultural osmosis I've only ever heard Godot, but I don't know anything about French pronunciation. Whenever you throw me a French word or a French name, I'm just like, okay, what? I have to ignore a third of these letters, right? Are you familiar with the saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link? How much can you withstand before you and your case break in two? At least they went in a different direction with him compared to, like, Edgeworth. You don't want to have, like, a Dragon Ball problem where you're just, like, constantly escalating. Oh, this is the next super strongest thing that you have to deal with. No one asks for your name, witness. Start talking, okay. Tell us what you know about the thief who stole the urn. Okay. Witness testimony. Master Mask is a master thief that first started the crime spree 6 months ago. He's so confident he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. This was his 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card on to Lord Taylor. The pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. So we're sure it was Master Mask. It fits his MO to a T. What? Like, first pulled at coffee. Blacker than a moonless night. Hotter and more bitter than hell itself. That is coffee. Okay. All we can do is show that it wasn't Mask to Mask who stole the urn, because they didn't bring up Ron in this testimony here. I think we talked about it in previous episodes that, like, this game only works because the judge is an idiot.
Hold it!
Been involved in the investigation from the beginning. Nobody knows more about the thief than me, pal. Author on thieves? Written books about thieves? I meant to say authority, okay. Usually, I think these games are generally pretty well localized. Sometimes I think they just run into something that doesn't translate, so they kind of just try something. It's using those fingers happen to be Butterfingers. No one knows more about the thief than you, huh? Maybe the thief's mom, maybe. They're bringing up, Luke at me. He's not that famous after all. Okay, so that was inconsequential. We're pressing on the idea that he always sends his calling card before he commits the crime. Hold it!
Hold it!
You've seen all these calling cards. Of course I have, except the person in charge of the treasure exhibit never brought their card to the police. I didn't see this one until after the crime occurred. Luke stopped Miss Andrews from taking it to the police, right? Because he was trying to catch himself. The calling card authentic. They all have one common identifying feature. We're not releasing that information to the public. Just telling you about the Phanto emblem.
Hold it!
His fifth ice and your fifth screw up. Hey, be nice to Gumshoe. Objection, pal. That ain't fair. Maybe you could say I screwed up 4 times. This last time wasn't my fault. If you ever get a calling card from this guy, don't call some stupid private eye. Call your local police right away. And they really got it in for Luke. Guy's clearly a poser. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. His first target was the famous Tear of Eminon. Some kind of especially salty teardrop. The judge is great. It's a blue diamond. Crown of Bangora. Left hand of Hades. The portrait of Nagina. Luke recovered the portrait and returned it. Yeah, but the sacred urn is like worthless, right? Because it was all shattered. So they assume that Mask to Mask has underworld connections, which Ron doesn't seem like he does.
Hold it!
What do you mean it fits his MO to a T? It's a calling card, we're 100% certain it's authentic. Yeah, but it showed up afterward, that's weird. He knows all about the security system? Very suspicious. Okay, so we're saying, yeah, that sounds compelling, but like, they haven't really drawn any conclusion about Mask to Mask being Ron. At least Gumshoe doesn't, so. Show that it wasn't Mask to Mask who did it. I think it's going to be the most precious art pieces, right? Because the urn is supposedly priceless but has no monetary value.
Objection!
Objection! Can I ask you something? Can I ask you a little something? It's like just hearing the little in that question is making me nervous. So I'm calling out that the priceless urn doesn't rise to the level of precious art. How can you say such a terrible thing? I mean, from a financial point of view. She's so offended. Oh, thanks, Godot. Appraisers you spoke to said they couldn't attach a price to the urn. I mean that in the worst sense. It's not the kind of item that Mask to Mask would normally go after. A lot of people like act like they take damage. That's correct, Judge. I'm saying the theft of the urn is not the work of Mask to Mask. Kinda likes this coffee. It's like Agent Cooper. This coffee's my own special blend. Godot number 107. Okay. He's trying to decide whether to cut down on the acidity or the bitterness. If you're really a man, you should clean up your own mess. You're saying it wasn't Mask to Mask that stole the urn, but it must be someone imitating Mask to Mask methods. And of course, the onus is on the defense not to just create a reasonable doubt, to prove beyond a reasonable shadow of a doubt who actually did the crime. Fake to Mask. I like the cup flying into his hand animation. So whoever came up with that he has to have a crazy, like, VR cyborg mask and he likes coffee? They could have just gone all in on the mask thing. Like, yeah. To prove that the person who showed up at Lordly Taylor was a fake. I need proof the person at Lordly Taylor that night was in fact fake Damask. Ooh. Wouldn't be that. So move the golden statue. Oh, is the exhibit poster gonna say? Say some other thing was on display. Humor data. The person looked different or something? It's not gonna be the blackmail letter, I don't think. Publicity photo of Mask to Mask. They didn't just give me this piece of evidence. Does that look different from the security camera photo? He doesn't have the little smiley face thing on his chest, right? Or the extra Phanto symbol. Is there anything else that's missing? I think that's what they want me to do. I'm only inferring that from the fact that I was literally just given this photo. Otherwise, I would probably present the blackmail letter, but I can't really use the blackmail letter to say anything because it's not as directly related as that might be. We'll try this. Hey, we're fading into the photo. That must be right. This looks like a photo taken by a security camera. Something's peculiar about it. It's a smug head shake. Use the pointer. Shit. Well, it's the missing Phanto, isn't it?
Take that!
Okay, music cut out, so I think we're okay. Piece of reference I would like the court to take a look at. Yeah, isn't that the publicity photo I bought this morning? Brooch. I thought brooch was spelled B-R-O-O-C-H. A breach here? Bailiff, get my steed. We need to retreat. What the fuck? Class for holding one's cape on. He has no brooch. They don't reveal that in a public courtroom. He's revealing that it's the same as the emblem on the calling card. Teeth are broken, wasn't wearing a brooch. Is there a term for that, like, animation? I think I've only ever seen it in anime. I want to say it started in, like, old 80s anime in order to save on animation frames. Like, you would just have, like, a still picture of a character and have, like, these crazy, like, motion lines behind them. Rather than have them actually react, you could just reuse the cell of the character. Detective Gumshoe, how could you have overlooked this? So I think we're meant to assume that he's just like downing many cups of coffee. Yeah, so I've seen like speed lines, like if a character, like the Flash is running somewhere, but not like a like suddenly framing them in a non-realistic like patterned background. I guess I associate it a lot with JoJo, where like JoJo will constantly change up it'll like cast shadows on the character that aren't actually there in the story in order to make a point, you know what I mean? I have to look it up. But like the anime will do it a lot, where the palette will suddenly become really bizarre, you know, to make a point. Godot got the brooch at the crime scene, hidden in the shadow of a big female Buddha statue. Oh yeah, the in-face statue. I always put evidence away in my pocket. It's the safest place for crucial evidence. I mean, I think that's a crime? Hickeys. Figuratively speaking. Okay. It's a weird way to describe fingerprints. The defendant's fingerprints are on the brooch? I think I mentioned this last episode of Phoenix Wright 3, but I'd love to see an indie dev try to do the Phoenix Wright formula, but like, I'm wondering if everyone has to be stupid and for there to be no laws and to everything to just be this abstracted, find the contradiction courtroom, or if you could try to model some things like discovery and like rules, because it would be fun to like object because someone is using a bad or fallacious argument or a prejudicial argument, and not just because they're stating a contradiction. I'm attached to my metallic girlfriend here. Okay. Appears to have been torn off some clothing. There's cloth left on the back. Found this shadow of Amy Faye's statue. Looks like it was torn off as clothing. Mess with Godot and you get burned. I think he's more fun because of the mask and the coffee. They also could have done a version of his character that was just like coffee obsessed. You've proven your own incompetence, poor Gumshoe. Gonna see Luke at me. They're bringing him in. One second is one drip of the coffee pot. Okay. Alright, so Luke is saying that he's seeing something clearly. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor, a coffee maniac. I mean, yes. Well, even the judge is like, that's not that exciting of a observation. You're the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil. I need to, like, frame that screenshot. Like, he could be saying that completely sarcastically, but I think it's funnier if he's just being totally sincere. The judge is reminding us that Luke was all alone on security detail. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes. If Detective Gumshoe is worth anything. Tell us what this special monocle of yours witnessed, okay? What I witnessed. 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. So my nemesis, the infamous Mask, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, whenever they mention like specific times, I always get curious. 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police. The look at the court record right away for that. So the camera data went off around 1 a.m. Photo has a time on it, doesn't it? Yep, it's 1 a.m. That agrees with what he said. I don't think I can get much value from that time right now. The judge is like, did you get a clear look at him? And he's like, my specially made monocle never misses a thing. That is limited to things that fall within my own visual range. Fucking great. I fail to see why the witness seems so proud of his performance that evening. Man, judge is, like, insightful today. Not speaking of an ordinary thief, but the king of thieves. Bruce Campbell? what I witnessed. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. Does this still work? Hold it!
Hold it!
Hey! 1 o'clock in the morning on 12th. That's an impressive deduction. Is it, though? He says he's in the basement warehouse near the computer. I've never spotted the thief at the crime scenes, and he was trying to not hide. Not concealing myself, I'd be putting pressure on the thief. Okay. He does kind of have a pigeony head, doesn't he? It's the second time they made a pigeon joke about this guy.
Hold it!
Dancingly descended from where exactly? It's like he came from the entrance, and Phoenix is like, so he didn't dance and he didn't descend. How is it you didn't notice the thief? My eyes were looking for his shadow, while my ears listened for his footfalls. It could only be due to his subtly camouflaged cape and soft-soled shoes. This guy's subtly camouflaged cape? Nobody screams subtlety more than Mask to Mask. I hate my WA stunts.
Hold it!
You didn't see the criminal's face when that happened? When he got hit in the head? He claims to have seen Mask to Mask's mask. That's it. I had my third monocle, the security camera, at the ready. That's pretty funny so far, yeah. Doe doesn't have any problems with the photo. I was like, what's his second monocle? Does he just wear glasses? I thought the magnifying glass was him, like, literally taking his monocle off his eye. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. Have you ever been suddenly struck in the head? Actually, yes, by a fire extinguisher. Yeah, I do like how willing they are to make minor callbacks to previous entries in the series. The only reason I didn't lose my memory is because I have more brains to begin with. Time was knocked senseless. 30 minutes later, I use an emergency phone to notify the police. This is the one that I'm most expecting to have to have checked on, since it mentions a specific fact. But about this 30 minutes... My silver cord was loosened, and my soul fled to the golden halls of Elysium. Saying he was out cold. What happened during these 30 minutes? No one can say. The span of time has truly vanished into the ether. How could he not have noticed when the thief came in? He says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back, but that can't be right. It contradicts the evidence. Oh. Well, they said that this specific one contradicts it, right? thought there was another one. To this one. Contradicts the evidence, but I don't know which one it is. So give me a second. I guess this is the thing that he got knocked in the head with, right? We just used that one, so I don't think we're using that one again. Blackmail letter, I assume, is going to come up later. Ron's wallet, we're not even really talking about Ron yet. Keycard is not relevant. This is where we saw the the brooch! I bet that's it. Because it got torn off clothing, right? So he must have struggled, or there was some kind of struggle, whether he did the struggling or not.
Objection!
Mr. Atney, did you take a look at this? That special monocle of yours. Alright, so I was right. His mass-to-mass brooch. Elementary, my dear lawyer. It wasn't glued on well enough. I love his head shake. Nah, friend. Ripped off? Aha! Yeah, the judge is, like, super on point for once in this case. One person that was in a position to have a struggle with a thief. I'm gonna get a breakdown animation here. Okay, it's the one from the Seki Lock. You must have fallen the thief. So why did you lie in your testimony to the court? Giving false testimony is a serious crime. Is it though? Have we ever seen anyone in this universe punished for perjury? Yeah, the judge has to have an on day every now and then. Is it though? Maybe the judge is like, he's got really bad dementia or something, and this is just a lucid day, and every other day we've had him in court. There's a reason he's a judge, right? It's confused. I've been dealing with so many cases lately. The true measure of a man isn't the amount of work he does. That's what I always say. Nick, you can only handle one case at a time, isn't that right? Talk too much. You know, saying that you and the thief fought? Your Honor. Excuse me? Sorry, I'm struggling using the touchscreen. This gigantic button in the middle of the screen. Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules. Okay. I, Luke Atney, agree completely. The entire series is happening in the judge's head. It's true I looked away from the door for a brief moment. I'm trying to not, like, read every line of text in the game, but I will read out everything they say in testimony. However, Luke Atney cannot be so easily discombobulated. I think this game came out before the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock movie, but there's a pretty funny meme that just keeps replaying that discombobulated scene over and over. You just Google Sherlock discombobulated, it's pretty funny. He grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. True gentleman fights only with his fists. They were not enough. His first blow struck true. Discombobulated. At the end, did you catch a glimpse of Mask to Mask? During his third crime that he struck me from behind, it seems my memory had become a tad jumbled. Is it understandable, Judge? I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case. That can't be good. Sure, I looked away for a brief moment. Why'd you look away from the door? In addition to the camera, I prepared a variety of other sensors. I think OSTS released was 07, Sherlock was 09, okay, yeah. I know that they're trying to, like, compare him to Sherlock in certain ways, so I wasn't sure if they specifically used the word discombobulated because of that scene. That meme is much more recent than the movie, so probably not it. That movie was like, it wasn't bad. I think I preferred the first season of the was it David Moffat show better. But they were like, Sherlock is this, he's brilliant at deduction, so he's probably really good at fighting too, because he uses his deduction powers in combat. It was like, if we're going to do a Hollywood thing and make him into an action movie star, like, it's the smartest way you're going to do that, even though that idea is stupid to begin with, right? I know there actually is some fighting in the original Sherlock novels, but they kind of turned it up to 11 with the Robert Downey Jr. movies. You were momentarily vulnerable while you were working on the computer? About the computer, I guess. The computer belonged to Lord Lee Taylor as well. So for the program that manages the data, it was especially designed by me. Okay. That's concerning. Discombobulated mean. Young people these days, they really irritate me. They allow perfectly good old words to die until everyone forgets what they mean. Sorry, Judge. Then he forgets what it means anyway. We've cleared that up, did we though? Thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. Phoenix is pressing him on the weapon from the side comments. Wait, well, he said the thief had no idea I was hiding in the area, but I thought he just said he wasn't hiding. But I don't have anything in my evidence to show that, so. Fortunately for me, the blade was not sharp. True gentleman fights with only his fists. You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities? Golly, I was the second in charge of the boxing club. I'm sorry if I failed to find that appropriately impressive. Man, Judge, you are on your game today. What, is this like written by a different person? It's interesting, like, he variably comes across as, like, ditzy, like, old and forgetful and kind of silly, and, like, completely fucking incompetent. Here it's the former, which is charming. This first blow structure. That's all she wrote. Tell us a little more about what happens. What was powerful and vicious? You might say he was powericious. Powericious? That sounds yeah, right, Yukbo. He's a secret genius. I assumed the at-me fighting stance, but a sudden flash of light blinded me. That, of course, was checkmate. Yeah, you were blinded? What was the flash of light that blinded you? Bathed in a golden light that seemed to come from the statue of the woman. One thing I'm absolutely sure of. is hiding something. He's not to be human, to be a lawyer. Alright, I think I had something about the sensor was another option I didn't select. Let's try that. About the sensor. What kind of sensors are there? There are other places in the basement someone could enter and exit from. Air conditioner ducts, sewer pipes, and a cat door. I hooked up heat detecting infrared and ultraviolet sensors on each of them. Poorly tailored apartment store was kind enough to provide the monitoring hardware. Couldn't have rigged the equipment, but he could have rigged the software. I assume we don't care about the at-me fighting style, like...
Hold it!
It seemed more to bring up the whole flash of light thing, the statue. What is this at-me fighting style? The main thing is to put your back to the wall, that way no one can get behind you. Zombie game strategies? That's it? That's the at-me fighting style? Well, this is the only thing that seems like it could be important. I don't actually know why yet. There's a pretty good Game Maker's Toolkit video about how these sorts of, like, investigation mystery games, the way that they work, unless if they find some way to give you tons of red herring data that you have to piece together, like, the game will automatically tell you something or give you some insight to the puzzle solution just from the fact that it shows it to you as an option, right? I'll never to use it if I ever take a walk alone late at night. We'll add that secret information to your official testimony, but why? Put my back to the wall to fight, but the thief's blow landed upon my third eye. Where is this third eye you're talking about? Okay. It's invisible to the unenlightened. He's a Tool fan. You can call it the forehead if you like. I got a funny feeling about that. Okay, so presumably I have to present something on that line. What am I going to present here, though? Attorney's badge. Maybe the exhibit poster. Statue was moved the night of the crime, but I don't think that's that. Calling card. Blow to the back of the head.
Objection!
Although I thought that was the whole reason why we had him modify his testimony, because the whole back of the head thing. Your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards. What fun is this, sir lawyer? Once again, you've thrown down the gauntlet at my armored feet. From behind, yeah, but aren't you against the wall? Alright, so basically we caught him in the same lie from his first non-revised testimony. I get it. I didn't think they were going to go back into the getting hit from behind thing twice. Very fact you hid the calling card from the police is strange. Bullseye. Your testimonies file like this card's checkmate. Ugh. I need to get a Kif sigh sound effect. I would get a lot of use actually. I should add that to the priority list.
Objection!
Whoa. That's what his voice sounds like? It sounds like someone's voice has been like slowed down on a computer. To err is human, to forgive is divine. Humans aren't machines, they have souls and feelings. Oh, I won't make anyone burn a slot for it. That would be my slot. Hey, Retro.
Objection!
Oh man, slamming the coffee. This coffee looks like oil. How you doing, Islo? Where are you saying hi to Retro? Tufan Karma was great. Fucking Dracula. I want to hear his list of rules at some point. Expecting my chance to turn things around. Okay, show me how much health I'm risking. So this is what I've been suspecting, but it seems really early in the trial to call this out. This isn't helpful to my case, though. And like, what am I going to say that he's fake about? This seems like this is the only one that's relevant, and it's the thing I've been suspecting since we met him. Oh, the health bar went away, so I think we're okay. Detective Luke Atmey's true identity is actually Mask to Mask! Oh, nice! New breakdown. Too many unnatural parts to add to the story. Yeah, right. Do I think it's time for me to know this as an eternal struggle in these games? No, it's 3210 Retro. There you go. I let myself be frustrated on the "am I supposed to know this yet?" problem in Phoenix Wright 1, but I'm over it now. I don't know how you correct for that. Like, the game has to follow a certain ebb and flow. I guess you could try to write the story in such a way that you don't reveal the crucial hints until the end of the case, but then that feels like you're getting robbed too, because it's like an OBT dubs, you know, lore drop at the end of the story. Just relax, listen to the song. Explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Adney. The truth is that you are, in fact, Mask to Mask. Yeah, but he had access to the computer. He gained access to the warehouse under the pretense of providing security, then dressed up as the thief and stole the urn. The ace detective had actually an ace thief. I probably asked this last episode because they were using the word ace so much in this game, but is that mapped to a specific word in Japanese? This laugh animation is pretty cool. It's very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I'm impressed, Sir Lawyer.
Objection!
Godot Blend number 102, my personal favorite. Mr. Godot? The ace detective is actually an ace thief. I spell a best-selling novel. It can't actually be Luke after all this. He's meant to be red herring number 1, so then it probably is actually Desiree then? That's because that's another issue, is they have to throw way more characters at you that are dead ends. This is one day the judge did it. He said something like, if you really think he's the thief, show us some proof, but it better be as hot and as perfect as the coffee dripping down your face. Do I have decisive proof? I don't think I have anything to say for sure. Decisive evidence that proves Mr. Luke Abney is in fact masked to mask. I don't think I have it, but the fact that they give me the option is good. This is the city photo. Doesn't have space for the nose in the mask, right? I feel like the blackmail letter is, I think, most likely to be it, but... Take that red diamond you received the other day instead. It doesn't connect anything specifically, though. He doesn't have anything in his profile, right? More skin tone. I guess, okay, I'll super gamify this. The amount of health damage I take, if I say has yet to be found and it's wrong, if I say it's right here, there's like 20 different ways I could be wrong. There's only one way I could be wrong with has yet to be found, so let's pick it and see if it gives it to me. Oh, this isn't good. Man has to hold his head up high no matter how bad things get. She has some evidence to back up your assertion. Never get another chance to prove this guy's a thief. Okay, so I think I was wrong, but I didn't take any damage. Cloud of suspicion surrounding the witness is lifted. Yep. Who yelled, hold it? Oh, it's Desiree. That doesn't really matter now, does it? Oh, it's his bag. Oh, yeah, that's pretty suspicious. Basically, another, like, you know, meta gaming the game thing. Like, anytime there's a mystery and, like, the gender of a character is not obvious, and yet everyone refers to that character by obvious, like, they go out of their way to use gendered pronouns or refer to them, like, okay, it's someone with the opposite gender of what everyone's assuming, right? It's actually surprising when it doesn't play out that way, I find. Oh, Desi, you're the best. She's framing him.
Objection!
I hope we get more voice acting from Godot. It amazes me how quickly times change. In the old days, a man was to be taken at his word. It's truly sad. Before casting aspersions at Detective Adney, consider the young lady here. I love how at no point during this trial has anyone mentioned Ron, the defendant. Like, what are we doing here? We're just... Is this just a fact-finding mission? How charming. The lengths a woman will go to save her husband is truly inspiring. I don't think we've seen any breakdown from her before. As the wife of the criminal, you could have discovered that urn anywhere. Guilt assigning mission. Just brought here from the detective's office. This town is filled to the brim with lies. To prove the urn was actually in the Abbey Detective Agency. I don't think I can prove anything, can I? Pink splotches all over. We didn't see that pink goop in the crime scene. I guess I never actually opened the bag. I just used those. I guess they could have me do it twice in a row. This is another one where, like, if there are fingerprints, there are just fingerprints. I don't have to present other evidence. There's only one way to be wrong here. Fingerprints, eh? Okay, it seems like that was right. Perfectly understandable if my fingerprints were on the urn. It was I who was guarding the urn in the first place. Oh, maybe I was wrong. Okay, never mind. Uh-oh. The defense proposes the fingerprints of this person should be on the urn, so it has to be a profile. It wouldn't be Mia or Maya. How would anyone's fingerprints help the situation here? Of age question mark for Godot. I don't think it's going to be Adrian because she's a returning character, right? I guess maybe we'll see a case where a returning character suddenly does something bad when they didn't before. It's got to be Desiree, right?
Take that!
Oh, music didn't change, and Wona keeps a cool head all the way until the game's end as the winner. We're not going to win this game with that answer. Okay. I was put in the bag and carried to the detective's office yesterday. The person to be figuring is the person who left their prints on the urn yesterday at the Abbey Detective Agency. So, okay, I don't actually remember what happened and it didn't get added into the court record. This was just today, but I wasn't paying close enough attention. So we got in the office and the urn was there. We were about to open the bag and then Luke came in. Is that what happened? I didn't think that we actually opened it. It's incorrect. Alright, I guess I can see what the game is doing, maybe. Maybe what they're saying is we went to open the bag, we did open the bag, we didn't finish taking whatever was in there out, but we got our fingerprints on it, and that would prove that the urn was in the bag, and not some random place like Godot is alleging. So I was the one opening it, right? It wasn't Maya or Pearl. Present me. If that's right, that's pretty silly.
Take that!
Oh shit, music. Oh wait, no, different. Music did go away. What's all this fuss about fingerprints anyway? Mr. Atme, do you recall the events of yesterday? That's actually pretty clever, and give him props for that. Man, that would be the kind of like factoid that I'm really glad we didn't end a session on that. Right? Have like a week or longer gap in between sessions. I forgot it even in the space of the same episode. Oh, right. Okay, I remember now. Whatever it is feels hard and smooth. They went to the trouble of, like, calling that out over multiple lines of dialogue. It's true I didn't get a chance to look in the bag, but I did touch what was inside. Remember, well, it was smooth and hard. Court to examine the fingerprints on the urn. When the fingerprints on there, it proves the urn was in Detective Atme's office. He's had several really good animations, Godot does. Even if your prints are on the urn, it doesn't prove when they were put there, does it? Of course it does. What did you say? It's not what I say, but what Adrian Andrews, the person in charge of the exhibition, said. Polished it until it was glowing. Okay. The chance I had to get my fingerprints on it, that was yesterday. Yeah, it's actually pretty smart. I like that. I guess that's one where the answer is not given to you in the court record. Because it would be super suspicious if they threw in there, by the way, this one time you reached inside his back and grabbed a thing. Like, oh, okay, that must be the answer. Oh, this is a new reaction animation for Godot. This coffee's too bitter after all. Okay, so the judge is saying he wants the bailiff to take the urn. Abby's interrupting and saying there's no need for that. Oh, this is a new one. Take a good look, everyone. Able to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. This guy's nuttier than a fruitcake. Oh, he's admitting he's mask to mask, so something else is going on then. Or this is just a really fast case. He's still in the lobby laughing insanely. Came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. He even seems to have some amount of like remorse in this case. What is going on with the judge? This is his on day. Mr. Delight, who has not testified or really been referenced much at all outside of when his wife showed up. Uh-oh. Alright. Is he gonna admit it on the stand? Dude, just shut up. This can't be happening. Fifth Amendment. This game that totally takes place in hamburger-laden America. I'm the thief, I tell you, so do it. Pronounce me guilty, please. I don't know what kind of a kangaroo court you all think this is, but... No, it's pants on head, but at least we have witnesses. Can't have two people saying they're the thief. Don't you know that a husband and a wife can't be prosecuted for the same crime? Wait, what? Godot? Who? Okay. He only gets one chance in his life to become a man. Truth is, I've been mask to mask all along, says Ron. Can't prove I'm not actually a mask to mask, can you? I mean... Okay. I don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen. You know, everyone in the world who doesn't have an alibi did it. I donned my costume that night and dancingly descended upon the scene of the crime. See me right there in the photo, that's me. It's from my brooch, I snagged it on the door handle and it got torn off. Okay. Yeah, I did it too. Just like an I'm Spartacus type situation. You're doing great. I'm afraid it's time for cross-examination. I'm afraid it's time for you to do your job. What?
Hold it!
You may think you're the real mask to mask, but your wife thinks you're delusional. Doesn't he have an alibi? I thought that was the whole point. We get that from Larry Butts. Effects. Even thieves have complicated family situations, I suppose. Okay. Why are you withholding the truth from your wife? I think this is true that there's never a penalty for pressing unless if it specifically pops up a health bar saying, like, the judge warns you if you're badgering the witness. No, I got the wallet, right? It's found in KB security at 1 AM, which is the same time as the crime. Why did you ever start thieving to begin with? Okay, I thought so, E10, just wanted to make sure. A Desiholic. Can't prove I'm not actually a mask to mask, can you? You're the one with a fancy law degree. It's time to put it to work already. You need proof that Ron couldn't possibly be masked to mask, okay? Show that Mr. Delight couldn't have stolen the error. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and present on this because it's pretty clear.
Objection!
Nice music cutout. Mr. Delight, this wallet belongs to you. Lost it somewhere. Mr. Wright, when you find a wallet, you should report it to the police right away. This is evidence. Evidence? Even that's more in the tradition of, like, ditzy judge as opposed to, like, completely fucking incompetent judge. I had it when Desi and I went out for dinner. This wallet was found at approximately 1 a.m. at KB Security Headquarters. What? Surely you can't be serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. He's breaking down because I proved him innocent. What? Defendant was at KB Security at 1 o'clock. Proves he has a watertight alibi. No! Yeah, exactly. That's what discovery is. Now, I'll give credit to Phoenix Wright. It is insanely common in courtroom dramas for people to present surprise evidence. They'll, like, at least hand wave it. They'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor, we didn't present it because... and then they're like, whatever, fine. But, like, in the real world, no, it's not whatever, fine. I think it's just, like, discovery is boring for drama. Like, or at least, it's not that it's boring, I think it makes it harder to write good drama. Because people like to cheat and just introduce new facts partway through a story. 30 minutes to get there by car, according to Larry. He's smugly drinking his coffee. Don't let this guy beat you. Tell him why he's wrong. Yeah, I think every time it comes up, though, is like in this sort of a situation where it's like Phoenix Wright secretly has a wallet. Wait, the roles are so fucked up now that I'm losing track of shit. This guy's my client, and I'm trying to prove that he's innocent against his will? Okay. He's saying that he probably dropped the wallet when he used his keycard to get into the CEO's office. Good try, Mr. Trite. Motive. Why would this thief go to KB Security in the middle of the night anyway? I mean, I guess I'm just showing the wallet, but not saying for sure. Isn't it the testimony of, what's his nuts, Larry Butts? I guess that's gotta be it, right?
Take that!
Oh, this is non-specific. Shit. So witness testimony doesn't count. Alibi needs motive. Yeah. Shouldn't we be able to get the record from the keycard? opens the KB Security CEO's office. Leaves a record when used. But I guess I don't have the record as an entry, right? So this one... I guess this is the motive for why he's there. It seems silly, but okay. Blackmail letter. Okay, this is right. Blackmail? Bring $50,000. Sounds like blackmail, alright. Oh, great. The coffee chugging reaction's pretty great.
Objection!
You may see it as a perfect case, Judge, but to me... Cadoba number 107 impresses me a lot more. What are you trying to say? Say the thief is being blackmailed by the CEO of a security company. Did you investigate the CEO? Not really. Now they want me to call my witness. Fine. Someone else who can testify. It was the aforementioned, do I need to know this information yet problem. Who is this useless-looking young man? You don't remember him? Jesus Christ. Looking at his picture makes the bile start to rise in my throat. Does he remember the case from 2 years ago? He blocked out the memory on purpose. It's a key card they use in the building I work in. Yeah, exactly, Walter. So I don't know how to fix it, because it seems you want a mystery story to plant enough things that the player or the consumer can start to guess at what's going on before it's actually revealed. And the only way to keep them from doing that is to not reveal facts until right before they become relevant. I feel like that sucks too, so... I think, to me, a good solution for a game like this that actually does give you a decent amount of red herring crap in your inventory would be to make your game, come up with whatever you intend to use, and then play test it with a group of people. And if a large percentage of people come to a similar conclusion that's wrong according to your own rules, then you create a branching path in the game that allows them to select that. I feel like it's not that big of a deal if somebody picks Larry before they get to showing the blackmail, right? It's more frustrating when you pick something that's technically right, but you're picking it a step too early, and the game doesn't acknowledge that. It just treats it like you picked any other wrong, like you presented the attorney's badge. You see a lot of good new ones from Godot. The name of the CEO of KB Security is Kane Bullard. Is able to contact him directly, or they got the keycard data. Each keycard has its own serial number, and they leave detailed records of their use. The card was used at 1 a.m. at the morning of the crime. Means it can't be Mr. Delight dressed as mask to mask in the photo. 2 minutes isn't even enough time to brew a good cup of joe. It's impossible for the defender to be Marstead. You did it, Nick! He's saying, I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Read the password. I skipped that text. I don't know what it said. They're asking if we had anything else to present. Court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, not guilty. Hey, hold it. That's early for the trial, though. You're right after all. I believed in you all along, Mickey boy. My Kif sound effect. I forgot she never did meet Desiree, did she? Double slap. And this, folks, is why cold reading works, right? Okay, so there's a lot of dialogue. The thing that matters is that Ron is sad that he's not guilty. I am the thief. I'd love if it was actually him after all this, right? You know about feeling blue, right, amigo? Waiting. Early this morning, the body of Kane Buller was discovered. It's a murder after all. Nani the heck? He's the CEO of the security company. Body? Body him on October 12th. At the same time, a cheap burger was being stolen, the CEO of KB Security was being murdered.
Oh my god! Although actually it was sort of obvious.
Now we have to prove he wasn't there. October 12th, o'clock in the morning, Ron Delight was in the CEO's office at the scene of the murder. He must have been imbrued? I wonder if that's a typo or if they're making some kind of coffee joke. Imbrued with utter rage. The CEO wasn't there? Yeah. An employee of KB Security? The alibi that saved him from being convicted as a thief is going to be the noose that gets him hanged. kind of an anti-alibi. I don't know if I've ever heard the word imbrued. I've only heard imbued. Believe you, but curious. Imbrue, archaic, literary, stain. Especially with one's hand or sword. Unwilling to imbrue their hands in his blood. Oh, my bad. The fact that they said it twice. Today I learned. Brewed items, I love crafting. Like the imbrued bone. Like I was saying, the other ones are like, this is why cold reading works, right? Speak Peek's right 4 times in a row. How much of a stretch do you have to make? Like, no way, an hour ago we said something kind of relevant to that thing. Are you talking about my dad? Search your feelings, you know it to be true. Alright, so the point of this conversation is that they're gonna try Ron for the murder of the CEO. Well, the Nanako thing, it's like, when does the fade off start, right? Like, we were talking about Nanako on Friday. Like, would that be stretching too far, you know what I mean? Like, it's based on your willingness to make the connection, and it has to be, like, really out there for us to completely reject it if you're wanting there to be a connection. This guy, who the heck is he? He's the most dangerous enemy I've ever faced. Is this a new song? I don't think I've heard it before. Ronnie! Arrested for murder on the very same day he's declared innocent of larceny. What the heck's gonna happen next? Tune in next week. Yes, please. Next time on Phoenix Wright C. Mr. Delight was in the CEO's office when the murder occurred. No way, Jose! My sister used to have a, what was her name? It was Mary-Kate and Ashley's character on Full House. Had a doll of her, but like the battery on it was all fucked up. So like, she said all of her lines from Full House, but they were at like 1/10 speed, like sulfur hexafluoride, deep voice. It was super creepy. It was like, no way, Jose. Don't call me Squirt. What are you talking about, Retro? I'll try rerunning my vocal processing thing 1 second. Alright, I changed the system. Let me know if it changes anything. Thanks, Pearl. Time to get going on the murder investigation. Okay. What to do? No, thanks everyone for checking. I appreciate it. I'm gonna ask her stuff about motorcycles. I'm not the same Maya who used to be happy with her dinky little bike, Nicky boy. Okay, no worries. Appreciate the report. There's only a number of things that could happen. Don't ellipsis question mark at me. It says I am on the urn in the poster. The urn we got back. Amy like it always used to. It says pink splotches on it now. One year ago when the urn was broken, the repairer accidentally turned Mystic Amy's name into I am. And that repairer was one mechanically unskilled Pearls, who's just sobbing as she fixes it. Pink splotches are from the pink paint crap that's at the crime scene. Possible the urn's a fake. I feel like it's especially funny that they insist on pretending like this game doesn't take place in Japan because it has so many elements that are extremely Japanese. Like, I feel like you could tell a lawyer story that doesn't have spirit mediums and people who dress like Maya, you know? You have all the stories to really insist, no, we eat hamburgers here. They picked Phoenix Wright. Planning to head to a channeling dojo to train. Murder in her village happened because the power of channeling was misused. When a medium uses the Karain technique, she temporarily loses her own will. So when an especially strong spirit is summoned, the spirit medium can get taken over and even forced to commit terrible crimes. Terrible crimes that are admissible in court, apparently. That murder, it wasn't your fault, Maya. You know that, don't you? Sounds like being the master of Crane is going to be a heavy responsibility. Alright, all kinds of places to scope out. Evil-looking ant lady. The, folding screen, right? This is crawling with cops. Good night, Raker. See, you're about to get off. You want there to be a connection. Later, dude. Have a good night. Gumshoe's not here. He is a homicide detective. What was he doing? But okay, it's fine. Let's just go. Oh, Phoenix actually put it out. Holy shit. Murder case is more exciting, isn't it? He'd say something like, there's nothing like a good murder case, pal. points for the quality of the impression, but I'm not sure Gumshoe has Bloodlust. I'd love for these games to be voice acted at some point. Hey, you guys. We're investigating this place. Keep your hands to yourselves. Call it a day for this place and go look somewhere else. Okay. Thanks, game. While I don't think games need to hold your hand and tell you where to go, I really appreciate when games tell you there's nothing to do here. Or nothing more to do here. And part of why I think Outer Wilds worked for me so well, because that's like one of the only pieces of information it gives you, external to the game itself. You still have stuff to do here. It's a big chance for everyone to learn about spirit channeling. Maybe we can label the exhibit the Urn of Mass-to-Mass Desires. Whoa, whoa, whoa! That's brilliant, Nick! Okay. Can clean up and be filthy rich. Okay. Surprisingly easy is right. Should I put my attorney's badge there as a replacement? Is it like a stage musical or something, or is it a video game that's a musical? Let's see that pink paint, please. The urn? Oh, that. It's been taken care of already. What do you mean, oh, that? Do you mean it's been found? Yes, that's what I mean. You really are the greatest, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright had nothing to do with it. It was Mass-to-Mass wife that found it. Yeah, about that. I do kind of like the CEO murder as a twist. Actually, like, I have to give Phoenix Wright a lot of credit because they do a good job of not having a case where you know exactly what happened in the first scene and you're like, oh my god. I guess they accomplished that by throwing in new information partway through the course of the investigation, but you usually at least get to follow the lead that you think is correct at the beginning. And it's a risk that they take. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it can be frustrating to be like, there's no way I could have known that. Fine. The detective was the thief all along. There's 3 Ace Attorney musicals? Wow. If she wants to apologize, you should let her. Okay. She feels bad because she hired Luke at me 20 days ago. Calling card arrived 10 days ago. Night of the crime. No, we didn't murder someone. Wait, what? Phoenix? No! Why would you think? Okay, whatever. You have no reason to suspect that the person that murdered the CEO is also the person that stole the urn. That was the crux of your argument at the end of the previous chapter. Asking if Adrian noticed anything about Luke at the time of the crime. He says he remains hidden so he can have an alibi while he commits the thefts himself. What about the brooch? Glad you got the urn back, but there's still something that bothers me about it. You wouldn't know anything about the urn coming back differently, would you, Miss Andrews? Oh no. Psyche lock. Dang, yo. Alright, hold up. Pink goo that was obviously relevant before. Something suspicious about this paint mark. The bottom left part of it is shaped oddly, and it's shocking pink. The color of the paint is not in any way important. Okay, well, get back to me when it is. It says organized. You just can't see the last two letters. Because Phoenix Wright cannot turn further to the right. He's turned as far to the right as he ever will. I'm guessing it's just whatever was written on the cards in the Japanese version was completely visible on the screen there, but they only had 3 cards in the artwork. So they had to add a line in the localization to explain why you couldn't read the whole thing. Oh right, I have to do it from the other menu, my bad. I have a magical medallion. Do you know anything about the sacred urn? In charge of the entire treasure exhibit, the urn that was submitted before the court today is obviously not the same urn as before. That's true. Maybe it's not the same. It could be a fake. Do you have any evidence that an urn that was submitted at the trial was genuine? I mean, not really. Do I? The only relevant urn information I have is... I guess I'll go do everything else before I follow that up, because I haven't gotten any new evidence so far. The law offices? Oh. Detention center. I already told you, it's not me. Sad, pitiful whine that tapers into silence. Sounds like they're interrogating Mr. Delight right now. No, that's right. Actually, I thought he was just a thief, but now they got a murder case on their hands. I guess this makes the future of Phoenix Wright extra interesting. If you have your first case that's not a murder, and then it becomes a murder in part 2, if they ever try to do the not a murder case again, are you going to be on the edge of your seat the whole time waiting for someone to die? I never get anything on that card. They get value out of that fixed screen, though, across the trilogy. They're still calling it mass-to-mass hideout. Nicky boy, Maya! All I wanted to do was help my dear Ronnie. Please help Ronnie. He's not a killer, I swear. I had no idea Miss Delight had such a vulnerable side. Okay. Pretty silly. Tell me more about Ron. Looks like the auction alerts are working just fine in Discord. I was double checking. My Ronnie would never ever kill anyone. It's just not in him. It's not hard to imagine him snapping and screaming, "Please die." What? He may not be a killer, but he's still going around saying that he's a, quote, thief, end quote. Andrew's been listening to this crime podcast, so there's someone on there that always says inverted commas instead of quote. I've never heard anyone say that before. I know everything about my Ronnie. We don't have any secrets between us. He's so honest he wouldn't even sneak a nap. He's so honest he wouldn't steal a glance. Okay. Phoenix, I can't understand how they could be so different and yet be a happy couple. Welcome to my relationship with my wife. Love at first sight, for me anyway. This looks like a productive avenue of investigation. Oh, absolutely. Money saved my life. Oh, maybe it will be a productive avenue. Work one day when two robbers suddenly rushed in. Not the kind to curl into a little hole in the corner, so I fought back. Took me hostage. Did Mr. Delight come running to save you? Yes, exactly. He looks so handsome in that guard uniform of his. He still had the same hair, though? He ran right up to the guards and yelled, "Please stop it." That high-pitched shriek of his does have a surprisingly strong effect on people. He was so scared he was crying and shaking, but he still risked his life for me. Aw. I like Ron. That's so romantic. I'd fall in love too. She's fine with ace detectives and she's fine with thieves, but she hates thieves that pretend to be ace detectives. Nothing I hate more than cowardly men. Okay, this is gonna pay off later. Why'd you go to Detective Atney's office? Oh dear. Just as the bonus stream rolls are changed to make it more likely to succeed, right? It's only fair. game has overwhelmingly high positive reception. They mentioned him on the Great People Around Town segment on TV. That's the hell of a TV segment. It's an interesting way to localize that. No, I should probably play Persona 5. It's over 100 hours, isn't it? Maya's like, oh yeah, we saw the bag there yesterday too. It's like, yeah, no shit. Like, that was a core plot element. That's right. Does the like golden FES version of Persona games tend to reduce their duration? I guess they made grinding easier in Persona 4 Golden, didn't they? But then they also added a bunch of stupid epilogue bullshit. Reminding us that Ron was a security guard. "20 minutes away by motorcycle. Larry told me it takes 30 minutes by car." Are you sure you aren't literally flying? Oh, wonderful. I feel like Persona 3 more or less ended at an okay time. Like, it made sense for the story for when it wrapped. But 4 just kept going. I felt like the Return of the King for like 10 times longer. Bonus streams are reserved for voting system games, and the one you get from Spheres is only 4 hours long. I guess I should add that to the FAQ and rules. Off we go. Finally get a new area to explore. CEO's office. Crime scene. That's where it all went down, huh? Hey, it's you guys. Oh, it's Detective Gumshoe. They killed that poor white outline. Gumshoe, today was a real train wreck for you guys, huh? I actually don't know how that works in the US. So, okay, let's say that you're the DA and you suspect a defendant of 2 separate crimes that you plan to try separately. I don't think that you can pull a shenanigan in trial number 1 and then use that to prejudice the jury against that defendant in a second trial. Like, I think the judge would throw that out. But then most of my awareness of the US criminal system doesn't come from academic study, it comes from fucking TV crime dramas, which are mostly bullshit, so I don't know what I'm talking about. You guys got what you deserve, pal. Ho 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 ho. Maya's great. You have a different jury each time, but like, I don't think a DA could get away with like manipulating one trial to allow someone to go free to get some kind of admission in trial number 1 that they could use in trial number 2 on a different jury and say, see, we had this trial and this thing happened where I tricked him. balance between prejudicial evidence and pertinence. I see. Sometimes I feel like wrong is the only way things go for us detectives. So this game is generally really well localized, but every now and then you get like a line that just feels pretty literal. Detective Gumshoe, tell us what you know about the murder. Okay. Really not supposed to. Things are really, quote, working against us, end quote, right now, and we need help. Don't start crying on me, okay, pal? Victim's name is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security, and a pretty big fella. Corpse was discovered at 9 a.m. Estimated time of death is 1 in the morning on October 12th. Cause of death was a safe falling on his head. But it doesn't work for, like, Acme. Probably an object in this room. You think? Why did it take an entire day to discover the body? Oh, his body was stashed away in the safe. Okay. It's the Roadrunner, all along. What do you think about Detective Atme? He's still at the detention center screaming like a madman. Investigate me again, he keeps yelling. He's also calling out the whole I was hiding at the crime scene thing. Alright, so we're saying that it makes sense that Luke Atme is mask to mask, but now he's mentioning that something doesn't add up in his first heist. His first heist. The Tear of Emanon case. There was a witness on that one. A witness? Does it mention the red jewel? Oh man. It's a hell of a newspaper clipping. There's a guard here. Haven't I seen him somewhere before? Interesting. Well, there's only 2 security guards. There's Ron and Larry Butts. Stolen? Prosecutor, I really don't like that guy. They use our own evidence to do that to Mr. Delight. Who is that Java-addicted masked maniac anyway? Prosecutor Godot, he's quite the enigma, huh? Never even heard of the guy before. He just showed up one day at the prosecutor's office. I think the implication is that Gumshoe, he showed up one day as a prosecutor, Not that he like showed up at the prosecutor's office and demanded to be given a job and was just given one. He's like a Robert California type, right? Where like, I think he might be overqualified for this job. He's an Iceman in court, a maverick that gives me goosebumps. Goosebumps? You? Thought something was off about him, so he asked around, but nobody would talk to him. That would just turn the other way. Poor Detective Gumshoe, I had no idea you were so unpopular. Godot guy acts like he knows me and has a grudge against me. I get the feeling he's hiding a dark secret. Interesting. Who would have a grudge against Phoenix Wright? Like they all literally do. Yeah. Ew, think about it. A dead guy was laying in here all night. No fingerprints. So I'm trying to think if I've ever met anyone who laughs like ho 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 ho, other than Santa Claus. Maybe it was like a way people used to laugh until it got associated with Santa Claus. I guess I've gone ho ho. That's not really a laugh. A few people would know how to open the safe. Everyone that knows how to open the safe has airtight alibis. Everyone except one. Former security chief Ron DeLay. Well, shit. He was a security chief? Do you think this rope fell out of the safe when it was opened? Hey, I thought that that's what happened as well. Because that's what the crime scene looks like. I don't think it's that unreasonable, Phoenix. Alright. Check out this big, thick binder here. This file is not about any sort of security operations or anything. This huge file is all about Mask to Mask. It's filled with info on him. Filled with incredibly detailed information about his methods and the crime scenes. The last page is a list. Includes a tier of Eminon, which is $100,000. So she suspects that the $100,000 is the value of the item, but Phoenix thinks that's kind of low. Kane's list was added to the court record. Mm-hmm. Dude, we had to sneeze. Tier of Eminon, 100,000. Crown of Angora, 150,000. Left Hand of Hades, 240,000. Portrait of Megina, 500,000. The ho 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 laugh style from someone high pitched. I've heard deeper voice people laugh like that. Ho 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 ho. Maybe more like that. Or ho ho ho. Yeah, there's certain like I forget what you call them. There's certain sounds that humans make that are written down in weird ways. Like I think for the longest time I saw TCH in JRPGs, which is like a sound, like an incredulous sound. But I was just like, what the fuck does that mean when I first read it in text? Maya feels just like a CEO sitting in the chair. Hey, you! Whip me up a cup of some really expensive import tea and some scones. Move it. The victim sat in the chair right before he was brutally killed. Picture of tall mountains rising majestically against a dark and cloudy sky, and a title written at the bottom of the photo. Greatest sunrise of my life. This is the CEO's office. Don't press that. It's an emergency buzzer. Couldn't find any fingerprints on the buzzer. I wasn't wearing gloves. Okay. Cool. Bookshelf rolling cabinet hybrids. Like the ones in Deadly Premonition. Filled with files. She was hoping he had books on insomnia. Okay. Alright. Security room. Here we go. Doesn't feel very secure. No, his body was found in the safe. I thought the same thing. It looked like a Looney Tunes type situation. But I guess he died from blunt force trauma to the head. Phoenix Wright actually scolded Maya for having the exact same theory. It's Larry! So he is here. So I don't actually know the answer to this. Are like non-verbal human vocalizations, do they count as onomatopoeia? So I thought onomatopoeia was like the human attempt to write down what things sound like ribbit or buzz or zap. But that like when we make sounds like psh or ch or t, like that's not necessarily an onomatopoeia, it's just a non-verbal vocalization, but I think there was another word for that too. I'm not sure. Still call them onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia. Oh, Larry Butts. Yeah, I guess it resembles a sound that it's describing. In this case, it's a human sound that isn't actually a word that humans just make. Like ha ha ha. I thought you two were old school buddies. They're like actively trying to make his face look like an emoji. I think I've ever been able to close my eyes so that it looks like a greater than symbol. It's like being a security guard. Let me tell you, it's tough. Keep my eye on all these monitors all the time. Monitors? I just feel like my eyes are gonna fall out. Is he seeing? He has to watch all the monitors. If he sees anything, he has to call the security teams in. But he can't call in stuff that's small. What's this good info you're talking about, Larry? He wants a bribe? I thought professionals were more honest. It's like, Maya just asked him, he's like, hey Larry, tell me the information. He's like, I like that. Kitten got claws. Maybe force, yeah. I don't know, I might be wrong. Onomatopoeia might describe it. I can't not pronounce that word as onomatopoeia. I don't think that's how it's supposed to be pronounced, but it's like my specific ocean. Nuclear. One year ago, Ron DeLight was fired, and there was no warning at all. It just happened all of a sudden. It's a small company, but that was pretty awful. You were at this office when the murder took place, right? Why do you say that? It would be great if Larry fucking did it, right? If it's like recurring characters don't have a shield. I can't operate the equipment, and I'm dumb. Even if it is part-time and you are dumb, you're still in charge of security here. Oh man, Psyche locks. Knew something smelled bad, and it was the butts after all. What is in this room? There's a lot of stuff to look at here. Hey Larry, that's your jacket, isn't it? You hung it on top of some kind of lever? I was told to never ever touch that lever. She scowled and huffed at me. Something terrible will happen if you do. Got it, Greenhorn? Got him curious. If the jacket's weight pulls the lever down, that's what they call an accident. Doesn't the suspense just kill you? Don't you want to know what'll happen? Isn't it killing you too, Nick? He's like, yeah, but for a different reason. Guards 5 commandments. Wow, this sounds serious. Number 1, obey thy superior. Number 2, respect thy superior. Number 3, smile at thy superior. Number 4, salute thy superior. Number 5, buy donuts for thy superior upon command. Wendy Oldbag, oh no! Cross her and you come face to face with a real genuine ray gun. She's on vacation. That's why I'm so relaxed. Okay. There's tea spilled all over that machine, you know? I spilled chocolate milk on mine recently the other day. They know how to build them, I guess. Take a look at these things here. Hey Larry, what are they? I don't have to know what they are to do my job. I always thought they were a decoration or something. There's the chocolate milk, right? Can't get regular TV on the screens. It's like, how do you know that? Because that was my first bit of investigation. Alright. I guess I'll see what I can do with the Psyche Locks.
Take that!
Why the crime are you working hard like you're supposed to? I think that assumes that the people who get hired for jobs are the ones who are the most competent. Meritocracy. Good dream. Did she sneak out of work just yesterday to go see Miss Delight? Yeah. Mrs. Delight, I should say. You met people in this universe? I'm trying to think, who is the most competent person in all of the Phoenix Wright universe so far that I've met? Because Edgeworth is pretty competent for the most part. The judges proof that meritocracy is real. What's with that drenched in the rain puppy dog look in your eyes? The evidence that Larry was not manning his station when the murder happened is... I actually don't think I have an answer to that. Guess I'll go make sure that I haven't... There's nothing else for me to find. Hold on. Prosecutors are generally pretty competent, yeah. Cops are presumably still here because they can any pop-ups. She has Psyche Locks too. What's her first? I need to show proof that the urn... I don't think I got anything new about the urn. We got the newspaper clipping, the autopsy report, the list, the office buzzer. None of those are helpful. IQ's not really a thing anyway. So maybe I can do something with Larry now? Let me try. What was the meme on Reddit the other day? IQ is just astrology for incels.
Take that!
Okay, show proof that he wasn't there. So presumably Larry was not manning his station when the murder happened. The attorney's badge, no. Treasure exhibit, calling card, golden statue. These all had to do with the other thing. I guess he gave me the wallet and the key card, didn't he? Received from Larry Butts. Yeah, so he must have been out of there. I've never seen this wallet before. Are you serious? You hand-delivered the wallet to me yesterday. I guess you gave it to Mrs. Delight. But I was there at the time. Give me a break. You can't expect me to remember every little thing that happens. I think Attorney's Badge came up a couple times in the first 2 games. It's definitely meant to, like, fill up your inventory, but it does show up very rarely. Especially remember something that happened just yesterday. And then, like, for the player's benefit, because the player clearly doesn't remember, we're going to flash back to it. Although this was at least a chapter ago, so it's not as egregious as it has been in other anime games. At the time of the murder, you were away from the security guard office. His face. It's too good. My shift that day didn't start until 10 p.m. The murderer might have snuck in before then. Murderer snuck in before 10 p.m., then it wasn't my fault. It was the fault of the guy whose shift was before mine. Listen up, Larry. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the killer snuck into the CEO's office after 10 p.m. because of the key card, right?
Take that!
Use this key card? Does it leave a record? Sure does. Key card data was already made public in the trial. I didn't know that. What kind of request for info was supposed to go through me? Yeah, how did Godot get it? It's definitely used at 1 a.m., the time of the murder. Yeah, I love how the tutorial prosecutor loses his hair in the reactions shot in the first case of this game. It's pretty great. Like, there's a cheesy prequel thing where you feel like you have to explain everything. Like, why is Han Solo named Han Solo? Like, no one cares. Stop. But that was pretty great. It fit the tone of the game. Unlock successful. This is a good game. It's my fault the boss was killed. There's nothing I could do. I have important issues to deal with too, man. My Donna happened? What? Your Donna? I had a bad feeling about this. My Donna called and said I have to talk to you right away. To see her, and he was standing right there next to her. Her new boyfriend. It was like a horrible joke. Before I knew what was going on, the guy socked me right in the kisser. What? He said, normally I'm the one that does the punching, isn't that right, Maya? And Maya's like, yeah, okay. It's all my fault. Poor Larry. Totally is his fault, though. He curled up on the floor, crying like a baby. Show him the evidence we've got. Present? What's stuff that's CEO related? Nothing on this screen. Autopsy report? I don't know what to say about that. Did we play? I feel like we played an adventure game that, like, one of its hallmarks is that it had custom dialogue for every keyhole combination. So the King's Quest games do something like that? Yeah, how much I want to help you guys. I don't know what to say about that. Probably doesn't care about the binder either, right? Been there, Dan that did. I haven't played that, no. Maybe folks are talking about it in chat. Just like my heart is connected to yours, Maya. Huh? Press the buzzer in your heart. Uh-huh. Wow, that was pretty good. Prepare to be wowed. Look how happy he is. Pressed the buzzer earlier. Yeah, I heard it, so that was you, huh? You're a security guard, aren't you? Why didn't you come to the CEO's office? Well, this is the 3rd floor of the basement. The CEO's office is on the 1st floor. Thought it'd be a good idea to adopt a wait-and-see approach. Guess there's a police detective here, right? Didn't think it was necessary. 2nd floor basement of the tank hangar. Must be a record, right? You must have had a look at it, right? Of course I did. I couldn't possibly have made a mistake. Uh-huh. You take one more look for me? Good job, Maya. That was an in-game interruption. The dialogue got separated by Larry yelling. You made a mistake. Shock. It's impossible. What about the records? It went off just once in the morning at 1 a.m. Man, he really did fuck this up. Guess if you're a security guard and you're dicking around in your shift and people paid you, I guess you're not criminally negligent. Buzzer record. Buzzer went off once at 1:02 a.m. on October 12th. You guys really made me reflect on the way I've been living. With all this reflecting, where's the time for love? See any new info on the buzzer record? This guy reflects about as much as a piece of black carpeting. Okay. Alright, I think I'm basically out of leads then. Last place I can think to go would be, Adrian, but I don't think I have the stuff I need to move her along. Detective Gumshoe, about this right here. There's a limit to how much my brain can hold. Yeah, Nick, don't be such a dick to Gumshoe. He's trying. I wonder if it's just like an event flag time passing thing that other places are going to become available now. No. Doesn't look like it. Something to do with the case, but I'm not sure. Okay. Does she have ideas for specific people, maybe? seems grateful to you, Nick. Grateful to her, too. Yeah, but I don't have anything new to show her. I don't think I had anything when I talked to her the first time. Because I need to get the urn information back from Pearl. So nothing here. Basement, please. Thank you. Yeah, so for her urn thing, I need to I can go into the mode really quick. I really don't think I have anything for her. Do you have any evidence that the urn that was submitted at the trial was genuine? And the only urn-related thing I have is Treacher Exhibit poster. Which is the opposite of that. Because the one submitted at the trial had all the pink crap on it, and it said, Amy on it instead of I am. It wasn't the one that was misbuilt by Pearl. I'll keep looking around. Maybe I've just got new dialogue from someone. Glad we got the urn back. How come you couldn't look any happier? There's a Amy or I am on it anymore. Do you think you're overreacting just a little? See, if I came in wearing polka dots in my acolyte costume every day and said, "Hi, Nick, I am," think it's no big deal? I guess it would be a disaster? Okay, so she just has fun flavor dialogue for that. I've been everywhere? I feel like now's the time for a event flag to have triggered. Detective agency still doesn't have typewriter text. Mass hideout, I'm pretty sure, is still just Desiree, and we've already exhausted all of her possible dialogue. I don't think there's anything new in the room for me to find, right? Happy Laugh is the lifeblood of a thief. Alright, I might look it up here in a second. I'm not sure. It looks like he might have a fourth line, so let me see if there's something I can show him. Maybe this is it. Copy that data without permission. Don't show it to him. Oh, never mind. Okay. First height, I underestimated him. I thought I was gonna get him, so I was careless and lost info on the witness. Witness? Do you mean the guard in the photo? Oh, this might be it. That guard. I got the weird feeling I've seen him around lately. Oh yeah, it's the one we've already seen. I also didn't care about the buzzer. Rondelay, right? The only one that can open the safe. I'm a little stuck in the investigation phase. There's some arbitrary thing I have to do. I'll try presenting the poster to her, but I don't think that's right. Because I can do one mistake here. It says a box, that's not helpful.
Take that!
It was a fake after all. Your evidence is fake too, as I expected. Yeah, okay. It's my only thing even kind of urn related. Alright, I'm gonna look it up really quick. Phoenix Wright 3. Probably just some person that I have to show a specific piece of evidence to. I thought I'd go back to the law offices and run into Pearl and she would give me more stuff about the urn, because they took it away from me. This is still case 2. I don't want to read anything that's ahead. Part 3 investigation, that's us. Ron saved her life. Yep, we did that already. Needed to get the autopsy report, the newspaper clipping, the binder, and the emergency button. We did all that. Wait, really? Okay, I don't know if this is the thing that I need to trigger the event flag, but I have to present the victim's profile, the gumshoe. Profiles were added in 2, is that right? I think 1 was just straight up evidence in the court record, if I recall. This is a thing that you could present all the time. Tell us more about Mr. Shane Bluebard. It's Kane Ballard. The victim doesn't make much of an impression on me. His body wasn't discovered until this morning. I'm confused myself. For some reason I'm just blabbing like an idiot right now. Wow, that was it. That's what we had to do. I'm glad I looked that up because I never would have guessed that that's what was missing. I guess I should learn as a rule that if I'm talking to a person and they don't have 4 text boxes, they're probably not done. I like the addition of profiles because it adds more red herrings to select. Company sends security teams out to buildings to guard them. Mr. Ballard must have had the chance to learn a lot of the secrets doing this kind of work. The guy was a money grubber. Me too, I love money. I can't ever get enough. Oh, that's funny. He has some pretty shifty stuff to earn his millions. Oh, that's my problem. I need to be shiftier. He was involved in selling trade secrets between rival companies, so people would have a reason to hate him. KP Security used to head security operations against Mask to Mask. So they're all working together? Is that why you have the list of objects? Oh, maybe not. After screwing up, the company's reputation took a nosedive. Alright, so let me see if that's a event flag. See if Pearl is back. Hey, it was an event flag. Look at that. Mr. Wright. Mr. Delight, did they finish their interrogation? Please don't leave me alone anymore. Mr. Delight, you lied to us before, didn't you? On the same night the secret urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor. Blackmail letter you got summoned you to KV Security to hand over money. That's where the CEO, Kane Ballard, was murdered. But only one Ron Delight, am I right? I think also this series is really dependent on your client lying to you. I guess there's probably a couple cases where your client's pretty truthful. Do you still insist you are Mask to Mask? Yeah, well, I think that, like, surprisingly, the client doesn't give you all the information even in private. Like, it'd be one thing if it was, like, a Legally Blonde thing where the client's like, people can't know that I do liposuction, you have to solve the crime without giving that away. Guess it's true, I wasn't the one who stole the urn. He definitely was Mask to Mask. I went to KV Security at the time the blackmail note said I should. I used to work there, so I knew where the CEO's office was. I knocked, but there was no answer. So I used a key card to unlock the door. When you drop the wallet, okay. When I went into the office, someone was in there. Someone? That looked like the silhouette of, at me. But it was only on the screen for a split second. The person ran away while I was still stunned. Dead body of the CEO was right there in front of me. I thought I'd die myself. I should do something with the body. So he put it in the safe? Great idea. Used to be the chief of one of the security teams, so I knew how to open it. I got out of there. I was the one who set up the security cameras in the building, so I knew how to avoid being spotted. All of a sudden, Mr. Delay kind of sounds like the murderer to me. Be great if he was. Is it true you were forced to quit? I only got fired. Please don't tell Tessie, please. Tessie would despise me if she ever found out I was living a life of crime. A criminal, a thief, she'd never forgive me, my marriage would be over. Why did you get on the stand? Okay, it's fine. Desi spends money like it's water. There's no job in the world that could bring in enough money. Except being a thief. Alright, he still has stuff that hasn't been presented, so let me see what else I can show him. Let me try showing him this guy. Mr. Ballard, my old boss. It's so sad. Mr. Ballard was the type of guy who made lots of enemies. Perfect. Lots of threatening things to people. Okay, so we're tying it to the blackmail a little bit there. Guess I'm less likely to get stuck if I know I have to stay at a character presenting stuff to them until I get a fourth dialogue option. Desi really has a thing against criminals. After I lost my job, I needed to earn money to keep her satisfied. That's the emergency buzzer in the CEO's office. Don't press it, it makes a terrible racket. The buzzer has something to do with the case. Buzzer went off just once around the time Ballard was killed. Oh, that's scary. Do you know anything about that? Afraid I don't. This list, we found it in the office of the CEO. It's a list of all the things Mask to Mask stole. That's the value of each item listed next to them. $100,000, $150,000. Never seemed a little low to me. Even on the black market, the prices should be at least 3 times higher than that. Huh. Hey, this is an article about my debut heist. That was a tough one. Before I knew it, they were hot on my trail. It says in the article that Mask to Mask disappeared. Got a sudden burst of inspiration. I hid my Mask to Mask costume in a nearby plastic bucket. Changed into my security guard uniform. Pretty clever, eh? Whoa, awesome. Hey, hold the phone. Shock. Oh my god, the guard in this photo is Ron DeLate. Perfect. And we found the disguise, and he brought it home with him. Interesting.
Oh my god. Oh my god! Although actually it was sort of obvious.
A few days after that, he got the blackmail letters. Well, it did look like Admi was the one that knocked him out in the silhouette. The CEO's office. We lured him there to frame him? I'll have to leave this as a note to my future self. I don't know if this is applicable pretty much just for Phoenix Wright 3, but definitely if you're talking to someone and they only have 3 dialogue options and they don't have a psyche lock, just start spamming present on things until you get new dialogue. This is the first one that ever called me out to a specific location. Started receiving blackmail letters after the incident. Just a few days after the Tear of Emanon heist. So Luke almost certainly sent it. I got proof it was you, so give up. What do you mean you had to give it up? I put the jewel in the safe deposit box. Someone sent me $10,000. He was like, no one said anything about me being worried, you know? Then I started getting plans in the mail. Heist plans. What are the plans you're talking about? Oh, they're instructions on how to steal a crown or painting or some other rare treasure. Security blind spots, escape routes, and even training methods. Interesting. That's why the first heist was different from all the others, okay. I received plans from a very kind person. Detailed plans. Rondelight was mask to mask after all. That's kind of a clever twist. But after the sacred urn because of those plans too. The truth is he's never seen the urn. All I did was follow the instructions and steal what I was told to steal. Mr. Delight, is everything you just told me the truth? Well, about that. Before we go, there's one more thing I want to ask you. Mr. Kane Ballard, do you swear it wasn't you who killed him? Good, okay. And he got not guilty for being mask to mask, so. Judge ruled I was guilty of robbery, then I'd have an alibi, right? Yeah, okay. Hey, it's Pearl. There she is. Give me that urn so I can go talk to Adrian more. It's the real urn, okay. There's one small problem. Cute pink splotches. They said it's paint. Put on the urn recently. Yes, it's from the pink paint. Okay, it's fine. It's okay. It's Phoenix Wright. How did they get there? I wonder. Please don't forget about me. Covered in pink splotches, but it's the genuine article. Yes, kitties, I know you're starving to death. 30 minutes. Have patience. Hey, alright. Oh, Pearl, how nice to see you. What have you been up to? Having this urn examined. Oh, I see. And they're like trying to remind you, let's look around here one more time. I bet that most players are like, oh my god, there's pink crap there. It's like if there was a trial where there was a giant pile of blood somewhere and it didn't let you investigate it. Huh, where have we seen blood somewhere? This is the same color as the paint splotches on the urn. There's actually another almost identical Fry line a couple episodes after the movies where he's like, I'm shocked, I'm shocked. Oh, not that shocked. It's a little pink box, right? Well, it looks like the box that he was holding in the picture, the crate. It's the box the sacred urn was in. Urn box, added to the court record. It's supposed to say hamburger. I've already read this before. Food jokes, basically. So now we talk to her. Guess let me look at the box in my inventory here. The wooden box has had the sacred urn in it. There's pink stains on it.
Take that!
So I should be able to get through the first lock. The ultimate liar. I do have proof that it was genuine.
Take that!
Sorry to break it to you, but the urn is the genuine article. Girls went back to the village and had it examined. The urn had been broken again. Broken once a year ago, and now it looks the same thing has happened. Why do you think it was broken recently? Because the urn box.
Take that!
Wait, is that not right? Shit, thought that was right. I just think so. The hunter has become the hunted. Why do you think it was broken recently? How do you know? Guess maybe I don't have the second thing. Pop out and come back to it maybe. I did say earlier that I have to keep examining this place. Poster? Oh, to show that it said I am before, now it says Amy. I guess that makes sense.
Take that! Take that!
I thought it would be something else down here, but that makes sense.
Take that!
Okay, and the music went out. Perfect. This poster was made recently, right? Poster? Poster to the exhibits. The time when the photo was taken, the urn said I am on it. Now, for some mysterious reason, it says Amy. When the urn was fixed, the letters are transposed. Ah! Oh, that was only for one lock, okay. Wasn't even there when the photo for this poster was taken, and it was a mistake. Even if the urn was broken, I had nothing to do with it. Plus, one of the people at the photo shoot probably dropped it. Do you have any proof the urn was broken here at Lord Lee Taylor? Well, that has to be the box, right?
Take that!
Oh, Miss Andrews? This urn has these pretty little pink paint splotches on it. Some on the box the urn was stored in, too. No matter how you look at it, the paint seems to be exactly the same, wouldn't you say? The urn was dropped along with the box. That's why they both got paint on them. The rest of the story is obvious. This box was dropped right here in Lord Lee Taylor's basement warehouse. You can prove the box was dropped here in the basement warehouse. Okay, I don't have any other... Oh, do they want me to take a... That's dumb. Okay. I think I need to examine the paint splotch now that I have the box. The paint splotch pointed me to the box. Because of that corner. Yeah, it's the same as the box. Got it. It's all turning out exactly as I thought it would. So now I show her the paint splotches.
Take that!
I don't have to do both locks again, I guess we'll see. I do. Okay, we'll make it quick. It was genuine.
Take that!
Why do you keep pushing that amulet at me? No, it was broken recently because of the exhibit poster. Buy my jewelry. Absolutely I do.
Take that!
Proof that it was dropped here.
Take that!
You already know where I'm going with this, don't you? Yeah, more or less. There's pink paint splattered on the floor and walls of the basement warehouse. There's an odd shape imprinted on part of the stain. You put this box into the impression in the paint, you can see it fits perfectly. Which means this box is dropped right over there. Your name does you justice, Mr. Wright. Hey, I got my health back. That's nice of them. I'm so sorry. I was the one who broke the urn. This makes me feel like some sort of evil school teacher. Oh, sad song. Not only did I break it, but I tried to hide what I did. I know just how she feels. Yeah. Happened 2 weeks ago, just after the poster photo was taken on the same day the urn arrived here. It's like, just look at the poster when you go to fix it. The pink stuff like glue. Yeah, it's pretty wonderful. I feel like variety roster fighting games like that should try to include weirder characters. You don't run into the everyone's a swordsman issue. We went to the Capcom bar when Andrew was in Tokyo for that physics conference, and they had some pretty funny Phoenix Wright themed things on the menu. They brought us objection onion rings, and I guess the onion rings were kind of shaped like a gavel. Broken pieces of the urn fall out of the box and landed right in the paint. I was in shock and let out a huge scream. It was the most important treasure in all of Crane Village, so I tried as hard as I could to fix it. Put the urn in the storeroom. No one had seen it since then. And she really fucked it up. Wait, really? I thought we saw the paint stains all along. At least we, like, could make out some of them. First time we came down here was on the night the sacred urn was stolen. When the golden statue arrived. The statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. You could also just go get some, like, paint stripper. Because then there's not a mystery, right? You can't really poke too many holes in this sort of a thing. The day after the urn was stolen, we came here again. That time, the statue had been moved and the paint was clearly visible. Okay, I thought so. I thought that I remembered the paint from the first episode. Who would have done it and why? The day before the theft, the statue was definitely closer to the door. Then the next day it was moved, but why? Interesting. Looks like there's some connection between the sacred urn and the murder case. Why do you think so, Nick? Because I read the script. I get another shot. Gets another shot? The real thief, Ron DeLight, was at KB Security. Why did another mask-to-mask show up here? A lot of different things are pointing to one undeniable fact. One undeniable fact? Nuclear weapon? That thief is going to be making another appearance. To be continued. Awaken the sailors? Hey, Nick, what is it this time? You won't believe how many people are here for the trial. They're here for the trial next door. Oh yeah, Detective Atmey's trial. You're gonna try him as mask to mask. The justice system in Japan moves really fast. Although, in every crime drama, it moves super fast. I guess Law & Order did a pretty good job of suggesting that, like, months are passing in between sequences, but, like... What was it, Legally Blonde? Like, there's a breakdown on the stand and the judge just declares, well, the defendant is innocent, put her in jail for the crime. Everyone's happy. There's no ambiguity in the story. Probably got into her training lately, huh? Ever since that incident. On that day, 1 year ago. No one likes me. No one would notice me even if I killed someone. Thief can't really be poor. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans someone had been sending to help him commit the heists. Do you really think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick? So far, I do like the trials in this game the most of the three. I guess we'll see. The one where you get the parrot to testify was pretty great. And the one with the Edgeworth on the boat, was that the same one? Alright, ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the week. Delight is too young to be sent to war. No idea what that means, Mr. Godot. Life is war, but that's exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. Let me briefly summarize the details of the case. Yeah, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change. Whoever wrote this case decided to write the judge on a good day. Good week. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. in the morning of the 13th. The time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. the previous day. That's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball. Hey, now we're actually talking about the defendant. Please call your first witness. Yeah. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. I'm glad I finally heard this song. This was the only Phoenix Wright song I had heard other than maybe the original Cornered in just like elsewhere on the internet. And I was surprised that it wasn't in 1 or 2. Let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself. When Mia was defending me, she allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. You did it, didn't you? Yes. No. That's great. Oh, there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever. Can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Ballard, why'd you go to KP Security? That's pretty funny. I like the way the music accentuated it. That evening around 1 a.m. I went to see Mr. Ballard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I'm working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. Oh, that's short. Okay. 1 a.m., the exact time the murder took place. I wonder if they actually count the number of separate cups that fly into his hand. The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. It's bitter today, too, just like my destiny. Coffee is one of those flavors where I like artificial coffee flavor, like coffee-flavored ice cream. I don't actually like the flavor of real coffee.
Hold it!
Hold it! I am, huh? You're absolutely sure about that? My watch said when I was entering the CEO's office. Actually, I'm not sure. My watch was slow and my internal clock was also a bit... It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure. How many different ways can you make coffee relevant?
Hold it!
Ordered you there? First time I got in the blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere. Of course. Oh, I got cut off there. Oh, I guess he started to say something that incriminated him. What did the blackmail letter in question say? It said to bring $50,000. Money, a perfect motive for committing murder. Hey, wait, I never intended to pay that money anyway. Oh, is that right? I had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of. Have that added to your testimony, okay. A muddy mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do, okay. Blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. So what were you being blackmailed about? If you don't want your identity revealed, is what the black letter said. Pretty sure it was referring to the whole mask-to-mask thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Ballard didn't have anything on me. The judge, he didn't? Don't care what anyone says about me, just as long as Desi believes in me. His office was... Used to be security chief. Security chief? You? And yet a year ago you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge? A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? Life after being fired. Why he was fired. Please tell us why you were fired from your job. I feel like a problem with this is like a good attorney, especially a defense attorney, never asks a question they don't know the answer to. You like have to find out everything during the trial in these games. I guess you could make a parallel, like if the core gameplay loop of Phoenix Wright is spot contradictions, I feel like you could make a sub loop that's don't ask questions you don't know the answer to. But I think that shifts the drama then out of the courtroom into the investigation phase, and maybe that's less interesting. I don't know. I guess they brought in the psyche lock system for that. That's where all the comedy is. Yeah, that's true. No, I'm not saying that they have to change it to be that way. I'm just curious if like if that would break the game. Like we were saying earlier, like does the judge need to be incompetent for the game to work? You know? I think the answer is maybe yes. At least it works for the comedy and the tone. Wish I'd never asked that. Take it back. I needed money. Tessie loves suspended. It's kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick? My salary wasn't enough, so I stole data from the company. Come again. KB Security has a lot of security info in all sorts of companies. That was a security team chief. Stole some data and sold it. Ben, stop. I was trying to close my 3DS. Mr. Bullard found out and I was fired immediately. What? I wish I'd never asked that. Somehow I would have kept it secret and made it seem like I'd quit on my own. Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that. You admit you stole data from your company, is that correct? This whole thing just took a big turn for the worse, crashed and blew up. It's going to take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster. Okay, so I assume that what did you do after you got fired is not relevant, but I guess I'll try to generate it here really fast. Oh, it goes away. It must have been a dead end then. Why would you do something like that? Dessie's hobby, what else? Wasting money, huh? Mr. Light doesn't know that her husband was fired, does she? Not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other. This case has gotten even Maya to think seriously about couples. He's avoiding something. I'll find a way to make him spill the beans. I'll never get closer to the truth. Well, it's gotta be something based on the third thing. Dessie doesn't know about selling company secrets. I don't have a way to do anything. Reveal our own client is lying on the stand. Okay, that sounds true. The blackmail letter I got ordered me to go there, that's true. It didn't scare me, it wasn't going to cause me trouble, that's an opinion. Been working until a year ago, that's true. Dessie doesn't know about that. Might not be true, but I don't have any evidence to the contrary, so what's the one that's an opinion? Wasn't going to cause me trouble. Assuming it's directed by blackmail letters. We don't want to show that one just yet. Brooch. don't think you want to present the evidence he's directly talking about, right? True identity revealed to the world. Well, I guess maybe that's it. Because he doesn't want people to know he's a thief, right? But it seems weird, he's like literally just talking about the letter. I think in the meta of this game you generally don't present the evidence that the person's directly talking about, but I'll try it.
Objection!
Oh, music didn't stop, that was wrong. Sorry, I can see nothing faulty. I'm gonna have to penalize you, shit. Still think this is the right step though, so maybe it's a profile? Oh, he didn't want Desi. I think that's probably it.
Objection!
There we go, there goes the music. First try. What you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday. Oh, what doesn't? I think you must have been scared, very scared. Having a certain person find out your secret. Certain person? Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife. Desi, she's... It looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Yes, we know, it was all your wife's fault. Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. That's how this murder came about. Yeah, Godot's not having to do anything. Seems we've learned a great deal of things here so far. I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes. Clearly there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much. Let's move on. What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning? Tell us, we're all ears. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. The silhouette that kind of looks like, look at me. If I had been wearing that, I'd have been killed. I came to, Mr. Ballard was lying there dead. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? The detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said mask to mask struck him on the head from behind. Of course, since Atme turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie. I wanted to believe a pathetic lie like that. What are you saying? I really was attacked. No easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. Okay, that'll probably be a good stopping point, because I don't think we'll get much further in 20 seconds. Future Marstead, you're cross-examining this testimony, so just read through it. Basically, we know that he had a motive to kill the CEO. We have to find out why exactly he didn't do it, right? Save and suspend. Kitties are very angry. Andrea came downstairs, and because something is happening, they assume that means food. Power off. Thanks, folks. Did you guys know what's coming up?